I managed to find some rather nice ox cheek available from a local supermarket. This one comes from Morrison's, and it's the cheek muscle, the chewing muscle of ox, of beef cattle. So I managed to get 2 of those. They weigh about, or together, just about a pound. I'm going to, because it's a rather sweet meat, I'm going to serve that with peas to bring out the sweetness. So I'm going to incorporate those into the sauce. I've got a beef stock cube because I'm not cooking it on the bone. I've got 2 reasonably mild peppers, 1 green, 1 red. I've got a generous tablespoon of tomato paste, tomato puree, some ground ginger, some garlic. There's about 6 cloves there, and about the equivalent in ginger. And I've got about the equivalent of 2 medium onions, some panch poran, and some sunflower oil for cooking it all in. So first of all, I want to get all this chopped up and all my meat cut up into cubes. So my onions, garlic and ginger are now in my food processor. I'm going to tip in 2 or 3 tablespoons of oil. And the spices I'm going to be using for this are, I'm going to use the trinity of Trinidad pre-ground spices, curry powders. I'm rather fond of using these now, so I'm not doing a Trini curry per se, but I'm going to use these rather nice Trinidad style curry powders. This is a Chief brand, all of it is. I've got the Chief brand standard curry powder, the Chief brand duck and goat curry powder, which is nice and spicy, and I've got some Amchar masala. Right, so into that I'm going to put a heaped teaspoon of the curry powder, bearing in mind it's only for a pound of meat this. The same of the duck and goat. And the Amchar masala I'm going to add rather like I add garam masala in Indian curries. And now I'm just going to grind all that up into a smooth paste. Alright, so I've got my ox cheek cut up into nice chunks, and I've got my spices and onions, garlic and ginger all nicely ground down. And the next process, everything else happens in the cooking pot, so we'll get you on that now. Alright, that's coming up to heat. I'm going to pour in a couple of tablespoons of oil, and into my oil goes my panch paran, about a teaspoon of panch paran. And the panch paran is just a mixture of whole spices. Among that is cumin or jeera and some ajwain seeds and 1 or 2 other little goodies. And what we do now is we run that in the hot oil until those seeds start to pop, and I can hear them starting to pop now. And into that I'm now going to put my spice mix. And once that's in, give that a good old stir, mix it in, and we need to start frying that down now. So you keep that constantly stirring over a high heat until it starts to caramelise slightly. And then when you do, you get that characteristic beautiful smell as the sugars start to come out of the garlic and ginger and onions. I think this is a very important process. So this isn't a process you can skip. Normally, as this happens, because it gives off so much steam, because effectively you are cooking off the water in those vegetables and spices, it creates all this steam. So normally I'd have the extractor on, but I can't, obviously, for filming reasons. So I'm just letting that run. And to some extent, when the steam dies down, you'll know that you're very near the process by which you're ready to move on to the next stage. You will get some sticking on the bottom of the pan, but don't worry, because we'll be getting all that back into the curry. And if you don't eat beef, don't worry about it. You can cook this with lamb, with mutton, and with venison, and it'll come out just as good. I generally find this process takes between 7 and 10 minutes, but once you start seeing that sticking on the bottom there, you know that the sugars are starting to come out of the mixture. And we're at that stage now where I'm getting that characteristic sweet smell that tells me that it's time to move on to the next process. And what I'm going to do is, you've seen me do this before on other curries, is what I do now is add a little bit of water to that, just a splash or two, maybe not even half a cup, and then use that to deglaze all that flavour from the bottom there. See that? It's all coming out. And just let that boil off again. And the reason I do that is everyone will tell you that if you cook a curry or any kind of stewed food, that it always tastes better the second day. Well, what we're trying to do is achieve that second day taste by frying it down, adding water, and then frying it down again. It's not the second day taste exactly, but it's the next best thing. So now that's getting back down to where it's starting to fry again. And it's at this stage that I add the meat, because I want to get a nice seal on the meat as well. So all the meat goes in and get that stirring in all that lovely spice mixture. I'll let that cook now for a while until I get some colour on the meat. And I'm watching the bottom of the pan because it's starting to stick again. But I want it to stick. I want it to create flavour right there in those patches of where it sticks. But I want to keep my eye on it so it doesn't burn. So once it gets down to that lovely characteristic sweet smell again, which it's approaching now, it's time for me to move on to the next phase. I'll give it one more stir. Yeah, it's starting to stick nicely there. Right, now it's time. Into the pot goes some water, which I've just rinsed around the bowl. It's a couple of cups of water, and stir that to mix and to deglaze the bottom of the pan. All that stuff is flavour. All that fond at the bottom of the pan is all about flavour. So into that I want to go in with my tomato puree, with my beef stock cube. Use any stock cube you can. If you're using other meats and you don't eat beef, use a chicken stock cube is perfectly good. Or if you've got some chicken stock, or preferably, you don't need a stock cube if you're using meat that's chopped up on the bone. That's generally not the case in British butchery, you don't see it. Right, into that goes my salt. I'm going to put in about a teaspoon of salt at this stage. I'm using Himalayan pink salt in that one, and I'm going to go in with my chopped up chili peppers and give that a good old stir. I'm going to add a bit more water to that now. I just want to bring the water level up to about the top of where the meat level is in that pot, and then everything now is down to time, because I bring that up to the boil again and then reduce that to a simmer. I don't want to add my peas yet. The reason for that is the peas are cooked rather quickly and they add a lovely little twist of sweetness at the end, and if you put them in now it will overcook them. So we'll leave those towards the end of the cooking process, and at that process I'll be adding the peas and the anchar masala. I'm just going to take a taste of this sauce now quickly to see where I am with seasoning. Oh boy, those Trini spices are hot. That's delicious. That's really good. So now I've got to that stage, I'm going to turn it right down to a simmer and then cover it. I'm going to cook that for about 40 minutes to an hour and then see what we got. Alright, let's have a look. It's been in for about 40 minutes. I just want to check, see how tender it is. Yeah, that's about right. What I want to do now, about 10 minutes before the end of the cooking time, I'm going to put in my peas. So that's a cup of frozen petit pois. Lovely there. Give a nice little sweetness to the dish. And then I'll just let that simmer for another 10 minutes. Okay, about 5 minutes before the end of the cooking time, I'm just going to add now a teaspoon, fairly generous teaspoon of anchar masala, and I'll get that stirred in. Oh, that's lovely, the smell of that right there. That just smells so good. I could have a little taste of that as well, see how I'm getting on. That's bang on the money. We'll give that another 5 minutes and then serve it up. Okay, right at the end of the cooking process, I'm just going to put in a pinch, about a tablespoon of chopped up fresh mint and coriander or dhania. That just gives it a little boost right at the end. Right, I'm going to give that another taste. Clean spoon. Perfection. Time to serve it up. If you have enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you would like to follow my channel, please subscribe and be sure to click the bell icon to receive notification of all my upcoming videos. Thanks for watching.